Okay, guys. Okay, guys, we are about to start our demo drop, so let's get straight into it. Hello, if you're already tuned in, guys. I see you already. Gonna fire off the intro. I'll see you guys soon. Yo people, I hope you are well. Let's get straight into your demos, guys. If you are new, joining us, just send your demos here. Very simple. Send it via SoundCloud DM. I will get to your demo. I will give you a review. I will give you my opinion. And yeah, we push on. So we do have a bit of a line this week, but we're starting with Wilson Serrano with Mindsurfer Volume 3. Let's have a listen.
The gift of life is never more or less.
Wilson, my man, the bass line sounds much better now, man. I remember it was very muddy and very sort of in the lower octaves. This is much better positioned and it has more like form, more shape. There's no digital distortion anymore. Very nicely done, man. And the kick has good click, like it's got a bit of a, I don't know if you've laid it with like a hi-hat, sort of like a close, but it's the kick is cutting through quite nicely.
Forever is the strangest thing. It's shorter than you think.
Really nice, man. Really nice. I wonder if you could possibly kill a bit of the delay here. It sounds a bit busy here, this little section here. Like it sounds a bit busy with that delay, so maybe automate the delay out a bit or remove the delay altogether there. But man, I remember, I think you first sent this like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and man, this week I remember from last week the bass line sounded a bit muddy and too low. This is much better, man. Much better. Yeah, man, really good. Man, this track has cleaned up very nicely, man. Very, very well done. Um, I love the sort of the counter melody you have up over the top, which is really good. It sort of makes it a bit more interesting. That sort of thing. I also loved it was sort of here back in the start. You have those pads sort of like. Wait, where was it?
Less.
The it's good. You got some pads up there in the sort of higher octaves and stuff, man. Really, really nice. Man, very well done. Really nice with the improvements there, man. Very, very you already had a good track with good melodies. I think you finally added those sugar coats on top. So really, really nice. Made this 2 months ago around time Mike Tyson. What do you think? Should I finish it? Let's have a listen at Mr. Bix. Wilson, man, really, really good job. Thank you for submitting again, my friend. Hope you are well, my friend. Bix, let's have a listen. Droplets, demo 2. Bix, man, this is good. I think the water droplet sound is a bit too overused, especially like from the start. Like, so it could be like dung 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 dung. It's very like that. And then so if you use that sample a bit less, that'll be okay. And then when you bring in the detuned layer here, I feel like it's detuned too much. Like the detunement's too loud. Maybe mix that detuned layer a little bit quieter. Yeah, I think yeah, if you mix that detuned synth a little less, like for example, let's say if your volume at the moment is 100%, I drop it down to maybe like 60%, so it's just a subtle detunement because that really comes in as a really loud second layer. The bass line's a little thin, but I know this is just an idea, so like I'm sure you know how to beef up the vocals and stuff like that, and the bass line vocals. What am I talking about? You know how to beef up the bass line because it sounds very thin, like there's not many sort of bass frequencies coming through. You can hear the bass line, but it's not sort of warming your ears. Man, good idea. I think too crazy on the first drop, but then again, you are Bix and you are always making crazy music, so really well done, man. It's definitely different, like definitely. But yeah, you always push the envelope of different, so really well done, man. All right, let's have a listen to The Business, Tiesto and Ty Dolla $ign, The Business Part 2, David XUX remix. We're gonna hear a few of these Tiesto remixes because this is pretty sure this is a Spinnin' Records remix contest at the moment, so I think we're gonna be reviewing a lot of these. David, let's have a listen. So already the kick sounds really loud already. like in the mix, and we're only 7 seconds in.
Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Girl, you've been on my wish list.
Yeah, guys, just with the copyright, what I do now, anyone that submits copyrighted content, I literally just cut them out of the stream. So when the stream finally gets processed by YouTube, I always get the sort of takedown warnings. So now I just cut out anyone that does copyright. So tough love.
Way more than bad, you vicious. Pussy, clean, delicious. Won't doubt it, I know you bout it. All day, girl, she like my outfit. Oh boy, now can't be around it. When it's big business, I hit my account and let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. One more night to get this. It's been a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Shorty get down, yeah, she don't play up. She don't downgrade, better get your weight up. How I last this long, stay prayed up. Now she cheapin' with a tailor, she wanna blaze up. Made 100 mil, I couldn't get my grades up. Upgrade my beats till I never change up. Upgrade my whips on my crib and my kid. Let you get down to the business she did. Dreams we had don't never fall away. But we can't live them if we stay the same. I can't do this for another day. So
Just something with this whole remix, something with the kick is annoying me. It's like, the kick could be too sharp. I don't know. Something with the kick is not sitting right with me. It's from the intro. It was the first thing I noticed. It's mixed a little too loud. And then even on the waveform here, you can see like from this point here through to here, there's like sustained sort of loudness. And I think it's from the kick sample. There's two ways to make your kick sound like big and strong in your mix. One way is to like boost the volume, which is sort of like the wrong way. And the other way is to use EQing. This one sounds like it's a slight combination of both. So I think you need to mix the kick a little quieter in your mix and give it a bit more space in terms of EQing. So get your kick sample or your kick track and give it a slight bump in EQ down near the lower sort of sub frequencies, and make sure you give it some space. Give all the other elements around it some space in terms of frequencies.
let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. One more night to get this. It's been a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. I'm pretty sure the kick is in key. I'm not sure. I don't know what it is about the kick. I think with the kick, it's missing a tiny bit of attack. So like, if you layer it sounds like your kick sample's quite long, in terms of like if you have 4 beats to a bar, it sounds like your kick sample is taking up a lot of space within each bar. So you can make the mix cut through a bit better. Soundchain every element, which I can hear you've already done, but you can give your kick a bit of attack, and how you can do that is layer like a closed hi-hat on top of your kick. So every time it hits, you've got the thud of the kick, but you also have like a tss, tss from the hi-hat, and that'll cut together through the mix. It'll cut together a bit better. It's, I don't know, just something with the kick, man. I don't know what it is. But man, like in terms of production, sound design, everything sounds very, very nice, man. Everything sounds like it belongs together. Nothing sounds out of place or foreign or strange in the track. Like you made some good transitions and stuff as well. Just something about the kick. I don't know what it is, so I apologize. I can't be too specific, but good remix, man. Overall, very, very good. Really good. Just something about the kick is annoying me. I don't know. Maybe you guys in the comments might know what it could be that I'm missing. All right. Came across your live stream on Facebook. I'm from the States. There isn't a huge EDM scene here, and I don't know anyone that makes EDM. Well, my friend, welcome to the community. I was wanting to take a listen to my newest track, give me some feedback. Of course, that's what I'm here to do. So how do we say this? Amethyst 9? Amethyst 9. So welcome, my friend. Hello. What I'm going to do, because I'm awesome, anyone on a computer, give Amethyst 9 a follow. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to listen to your demo. I'm going to give you some feedback. It's sort of positive vibes only here on this stream. So we always try and encourage music production. We don't want to sort of kill anyone's sort of motivation to produce music. So welcome to like your safe space in music production. I'm also going to recommend, my friend, that you join the Discord community. It is a free online community. I'll post it here in the chat. Basically everyone in the chat that's speaking above is a member of our Discord community. So when this live stream ends, you can all sync up on Discord and chat to each other about music production and other fun things like that. So let's have a listen. I'm going to also go through your SoundCloud profile and see if there's any improvements you can make to make you, you know, more attractive for record labels or collaborators or something like that. So let's listen to Amethyst 9 Without You featuring Lorena.
Oh
Nice track, Amethyst 9. Your name is very hard to say. Nice, nice. So I had a quick click through your profile. Cool that you're from Minneapolis, USA. So greetings to the USA. We have like a lot of people that actually submit from the USA making EDM music. So you're not alone there. Definitely add some more cool stuff to your profile. Definitely add your socials, your Instagram, Facebook, YouTube channel if you have one, because I try and post. I make an Instagram post each week of all the artists that submit to this little demo review, and sort of tag you in a post each week, so you can all sort of chat to each other. You can also chat in the Discord as well, my friends. So make sure you add some details. Give us a bit of information about what got you into music production. I clicked through your tracks. I can see maybe music production is something that you started learning during the sort of Corona lockdowns and things like that. So you're another Corona producer. Really good. You're at a very fun stage in music production. So you have the basics. You understand things like sound design. So like what sounds to put where, what sounds sound good together. Now it's time to get into the fine tuning. So I could hear you have those cool little like stutters that it's exploring more things like that. There are some elements, you have like little elements like some bells, like shh, and they happen sort of here, like that, the shh. You can definitely add some effects to those things. So a bit of reverb, 2 seconds, 3 seconds worth of reverb. It'll just go like, instead of going shh, it'll kind of go like shh, gives it a bit of tail, I call it. And you can also add delay, so it'll kind of go like shh, 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 like that, and it just sort of fills out the sound a bit more. The style of production you have here, in my opinion, sounds a bit thin. So you can thicken it out with those little techniques that I've already mentioned. The melodies are really good. The chords and everything that you're hitting, everything's in key, which is very good. The only thing I think that's a little bit weak and needs a bit more attention is probably your percussion, because it sounds very safe and very constant throughout, sort of like the same patterns, the same loops. So with your next tracks that you produce, maybe consider adding a bit more variation to your percussion, because that'll keep the listener a bit interested, and they hear what I call ear candy. Or if you know Salt Bae, it's sort of like adding the final sprinkles on your track to make the listener be like, wow. And one of the most simple techniques for that is called panning. So everything on your track at the moment is hitting in the center. So make sure you can pan some vocals a little to the left, a little to the right. So you can have like da 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 da. So it's sort of like a call and response. And when the listener, for example, is listening to your track, or sitting in the bus going to work or to school, they're looking out the window listening to the music. It's not just music doing a boring thing. There might be something happening over here, or something happening over there, or something swooping from left to right. These are really cool automations that you can start adding into your music. So welcome to the community. You are not alone. There's many people from America on my Discord, man. So feel free to jump in, say hello, and yeah, hope you have fun in music production. All right, Lauxia, I thank you very, very much for your donation, my friend. Let's listen to Lauxia. What's this? SERL remix concept. Let's have a listen. It's a short one, so I'll try and focus really hard. Here we go. Interesting. I'm trying to work out the BPM of that. It's sort of it's in a weird spot. It's sort of it's in the hard style sort of BPM, but it's not as hard as I think you're trying to make it. I think you can go harder on this, man. Yeah, so you have a bit of it's hard to explain. There's a bit of a disconnect between you have this real ravey lead, and you've kind of got like the offbeat bass line, the sort of like Melbourne bounce bass line, but also the hard style bass line. But your kick is not like a hard style kick. So I think if you give the kick, give it that like roll, 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 that like a raw kick, I think that will give your track like a lot more aggression. A lot more aggression. I think you need more aggression, especially with the kick. Ah, okay. Yeah, okay, happy hardcore. That makes sense. That makes sense. So, I mean, the kick doesn't have to be too aggressive for happy hardcore. One thing that's done really nicely is every time your vocal sort of like ends or like stops singing, you have that nice little counter melody that fills the space. And it's good because you roll that counter melody into the next vocal line. So it's sort of like there's no emptiness. The intro, I would say, intro's quite busy and it sounds very like thin and cheesy, but I guess it's happy hardcore, right? So it's all starting to make sense. So what could be cool is if you started the vocal da, 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 and you can just have chords of a piano. And then you can slowly integrate and automate in that sort of the percussion that you have. Instead of having it from the start, I think that you have this vocal that's sort of like a chipmunk, yeah, like the happy hardcore vocal. It sounds a bit too much from the start with the vocal and the percussion going like 1,000 miles an hour or like 175 beats per minute. Maybe it would be better with just the vocal and just chords on a standard grand piano, and then slowly integrate the percussion. Yeah, but I love the melodies, so the counter melodies. So this bit, and then it continues. Really good, because the if that counter melody was not there happening over the top, it would sound like quite empty when the percussion stops and then goes again. You at least have some energy running through the top. So I hope that helps, man. I think it's in a good spot, and obviously because it's only like 1 minute long, it's obviously just like a quick idea. You've probably spent 10-20 hours on it, maybe. I don't know how quick or slow or whatever you are, but you're in a good spot. You now have all the elements. You can sort of strip back the elements, or you can layer some more elements and take it in whichever direction you like. So man, I hope that helps. Also, thank you for the donation, my brother. It'll go towards more beer for next week because I've already run out of beer. How sad for me. yeah, Lalxia, I say finish it. Christopher's on your side, my friend. So good luck, man. And let's get rolling with some more demos, shall we? So S143, talk to me. Okay, my friend.
I know you want to move my body. You know the girl who lays it party. Na na na, na na na. Running around me, you can talk to me. Come on, take my hand until the night ends. Na na na, na na na. Don't know ways to yeah. Don't know ways to know.
That sort of crash cymbal or the ride cymbal, the it's a bit too flat for the song, so you need to pitch the sample up so it's like instead of so at the moment it's hitting in a different key to the actual track. Really nice, really chilly. It's just that it's slightly off key, so you need to pitch it up maybe 1 or 2 semitones to get it in key with the rest of the track. But yeah, so far so good. It's giving me like Kygo vibes, but maybe add a bit more side chain to your track, so it's sort of pulsing with the beat. Because when you create that pulse in your music production, that's what gets the bodies moving on the dance floor, gets the girls sort of moving, gets the guys sort of drinking, and yeah, the money flows. Nice. I love the intro, how you had that shaker. The shaker was happening, it wasn't too loud, it wasn't too soft, and it was happening slightly off center, like a little bit to the right, which was really good. I think the whole track lacks a bit of like dynamic, like a bit of energy, a bit of like, whoa. So keep going with this idea. The idea is good, the vocal's good, the sound design is good. The energy is something you can work on, and you can build that energy with sidechain. So sidechain to pulse the music and wah, 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 wah. I think that's really good. Also in your sort of drop, your tropical house drop, I would definitely give a bit more volume to your high ends. So like your hi-hats, your shakers, if you have them in there, because they're in there, but they're very quiet. Nice. Guys, I recently opened a cafe, so a lot of you have been asking about it, so I'm going to show you a really quick walkthrough. This is what I look at all day. I watch the trains drift by here in Cologne. That's literally where I stand, where I serve my coffee. We still have some corona restrictions, but yeah, basically I can serve coffee to go. I have a great business partner, Bradley, and yeah, at the moment we're doing things nicely. So here we go. Here's Steve. Hey guys, welcome to another live stream. If you're watching back on Facebook or YouTube, make sure you smash the like button, and yeah, leave a comment below. Tell me if you enjoyed the feedback. Greetings from my new cafe in Cologne. It's called Expat Cafe. I'm going to show you around really quickly, then we're going to get into the demo reviews. Here we go. So this is what we look like from the street, Expat Cafe. All these cool little flags hanging from the front. We have a little small selection of things, croissants, cakes, you know, pasta, big bagels and things like that. We come on inside. we plan to have live music here on our little live music stage. Obviously once Corona ends we can get into that. We have a beautiful art wall from some local photographers, beautiful world map, the sky is full of flags, big menu board here, coffee machine, Australian flag, very important. I really love my shelves here. Let's check out upstairs. There's a bit of a loft area, beautiful sunlight coming through all day. And yeah, nice little mezzanine level here as well. And yeah, that's about it. There's a little kitchen as well, just here. A big kitchen out the back. Some toilets, but that's not exciting to show anyone. So here we go with the live stream, guys. Get ready. See you in a few minutes. There we go, guys. So that's a little look inside the cafe. Yeah, once Corona sort of relaxes a bit in Cologne, then we can have people sort of coming into the cafe, chilling out, sort of like an international cafe for English-speaking people in Cologne. So, yeah, if you want to follow the socials, you can. You don't have to, but we're here for music. So people keep asking me about it, so I cut together that little video. It sort of featured last week, but I thought I might throw it in for the next few weeks just so, I don't know, you can say how cool it is. It makes me feel good that I spent all that money. All right, let's have a listen to DJ Flyman Karagoizis. Thank you for the donation, whoever that was. I'll get to you next. It sounds like the chords that you have in your body, like the dun, dun, it sounds like they are not sidechained. They're not sort of pulsing with the track. So it's creating this sort of constant like noise through the midsection that should be sort of dropping in and out with the beat. So I think that's what I'm hearing. Yeah, I think these chords are sort of sustained all the way through the track. So it's like what it's actually doing by creating sort of a constant sound, it's taking away from the dynamics of your track. So I literally think with these chords, dun, dun, with those, give it some side chains so it's pulsing with the rest of like the energy of your track. And I think the track will it will definitely elevate in terms of dynamics. Definitely. So at the moment as well, the sort of the pads that sound like a choir, like oh, those also need to have sidechain. You basically, with sidechain, you sort of want everything to have a slight dip in volume so that your kick comes through. Because at the moment, or basically with any track, you want that kick to come through. And if the sound is going like this constantly, the kick's always going to be like trying to push at the sound, right? And it's going to create clashing. You're not going to have like a strong kick. You're not going to have a strong beat. So every element in your track needs to dip a tiny bit. Everything except for like the hi-hat, that's pretty much, I sidechain everything. So every time the kick's hitting, your sound takes a slight dip. And then what happens is the kick comes through the mix. And it's always there. And it's always like sounding good, sounding strong, sounding like the sample that you select. You can hear it clearly because everything else is ducking out of the way. You're creating space by using sidechain so your kick comes through. And also these chords here. Need to get it some chain. Nice, man. But the melody is very catchy. Like this is like a sort of, this is big like big room sound. This is like Mark Garrix's sort of melody. When he used to make that really sort of big festival, big room stuff. So you definitely have your melodies down packed very, very nicely, man. All right, Luxia, Strangers Unknown, Colorblind demo. Let's have a listen.
Too afraid to change, always been this way, like a wave crashing. But don't mistake it, we can make it, we can ride it. These troubles crumble and fumble, we can survive this. A locked soul in the world, we like get so twisted. You know you're falling when the pain, you start to miss it. The type of pain that leaves you broke down and restless, neglected. The heartfelt cry from the blackness. Let me take you on a trip to see the bigger picture. We're with it, never envision that I'll be standing right here with you. We'll make it, we'll chase it, conquer all these problems that we're facing. Standing adjacent to you, your crazy thought we'll never make it on.
Really nice. I remember reading comments saying that you've sent this in before, and man, this sounds so good. So you're singing the sort of the vocal hook, and then your friend is doing the rap. Man, that's so good. It's the vocal on the drop, you could definitely play with some automation, like you got me colorblind, like do some vocal panning and stuff. And man, the guy, your friend that's rapping, has really good flow. Like it's complementing the track quite nicely. The music production side of things isn't being too crazy, because in these types of songs, it's all about the vocal, like telling a story. So it's your music production is carrying the vocal very, very nicely. It's not trying to be the star of the show. The vocal is telling its story. You're giving it the respect that it sort of deserves, because it's really nice. Yeah, in terms of like improving this, I don't really know. If anyone has any ideas, put them in the comments.
There's ways are written that we have to stay the same. Too afraid of change, always been this way, like a wave crashing. But don't mistake it, we can make it, we can ride it. These troubles crumble and fumble, we can survive this. A locked soul in the world, we like get so twisted. You know you falling when the pain, and you start to miss it. The type of pain that leaves you broke down and restless, neglected. A heartfelt cry from the blackness. Let me take you on a trip to see the bigger picture. We're with it, never envisioned that I'll be standing right here with you. We'll make it, we'll chase it, conquer all these problems that we're facing. Standing adjacent to you, your crazy thought we'll never make it.
Nice, and the all the elements fit nice. I think you've got a pretty solid sub bass in there, like really good. This is a sick sort of driving track, like in your car, because your car speakers will be able to produce this sound like really, really nice. Maybe consider adding some sort of mid bass as well, just so if you were to play this like at a gathering with friends off your smartphone, that you could hear some sort of like bass line in there. Because from what I'm hearing, it's all your bass is sort of occupying the sub bass frequencies and the bass frequencies. You might need some bass to mid frequencies in there, just so that you have something being produced on a smartphone speaker or something like that. Man, really nice, really nice. Like the comments are saying, you should release it, man. Really, really good. Yeah, sorry I don't have any more feedback for that, man. Really good. All right, we're pushing on to Andred. Let's have a listen to Emma Holzer, Queen, Andred remix.
I know better than to let you back in all over again. Yeah, I know better than to change myself for somebody else. But buy me anything you like, that ain't gonna change my mind. No, you've broken me a million times. Oh, I'm so done with what you do to me. I know why you're always putting me down, 'cause that's the only way to keep me around. So boy, you better treat me like a queen, 'cause if you don't, then I'm gon' find a king who can. Second chances just don't vibe with me. Quit trying to take my energy, boy, please. I'm no stranger to boys with big mouths who talk to show out. Yeah, I'm no stranger to guys who gaslight to seem like they're right. No, no one sees the tears I've cried. Stronger with every goodbye, yeah. I just get better with time. Oh, I'm so done with what you do to me. I know why you're always putting me down, 'cause that's the only way to keep me around. So boy, you better treat me like a queen, 'cause if you don't, then I'm gon' find a king who can. Second chances just don't vibe with me. Quit trying to take my energy, boy, please.
Okay, a few things to say here. So the percussion you have, the drums that you have, they sound a bit weak, like sound a bit like flat, very digital. So try and find a different sort of snare sample that has a bit more life, a bit more energy, because it sort of sounds like a bit flat with the percussion. We then get onto your kick. Your kick is sort of, it's trying to do its thing, but it's competing with too many sounds. There's too many other sounds in the way. So you need to sidechain some elements so that when the kick happens, there's a dip in volume, especially with your bass line, so that your kick can come through and be heard. Because at the moment, it's sort of like a bit sort of deep and dark down there. You need to sort of EQ a few things and give it some space. In terms of the sort of the chords and everything sounds in key, but the track as a whole, it lacks a bit of energy, and I think you can fix that with the percussion. So with your drums and with your kick drum, if you work on those, like let's say if you leave this track out, but let's say for your next tracks, make sure you give some more attention and more love to your percussion, because that's what's going to make people move on the dance floor, my friend. Thank you for submitting. We are going to push on to Acrobass Sea Blast Dance featuring Kiddo, Acrobass Remix. Oh, apologies, it's down low. I'll start that again.
I know we can say we didn't try. I know we can say we're happy now. I keep forgetting tears I've cried. I wanna remember you and smile. 'Cause I think that we should work it out. You think that there's too many doubts, too many doubts, and you want to get out. Yeah, I think that we should work it out. You think that there's too many doubts, and you want to get out. Oh, so if this is the last day, so then, if this is the last, oh, then I go. If this is the last night, I sure it gonna waste it. All of my heart knows I'm alone. I'm gonna hold on for so. If this is the last night, I sure it gonna waste it. I'm just gonna dance like never before.
Man, very nicely done. This is a perfect track, because the whole intro and build up was sort of like, didn't have much energy to it, right? But the contrast between that and your drop is insane. So this is a very neat, clean track. It's not trying to be loud and like insane and like, you know, strobe lights, fire. It's when the drop hits, it's short, sharp, and it's like punchy. And you amplify that punchiness by making the intro very sort of tame, controlled, chill. And then when that drop hits, man, short, sharp, wow.
It sure will be hard to let you go. It's so got them hard to face and know. 'Cause I think that we should work it out. You think that there's too many doubts, and you want to get out.
If anything, I'd change that snare that's happening in these breaks here, because it sounds a little thin, a little sort of like a stock snare. Try and find something a little more organic, a little more acoustic.
Come take my hand and hold it tight. Hold this my I'm just gonna dance like never before.
Yeah, wow. So if any of you earlier guys are still watching, tuned in, and I gave you some advice about making more sidechain on your tracks, the kick comes through. This is a perfect example. All the elements in this track are being like choked really hard by the sidechain, so the kick just goes dunk, dunk, and it's like so clean, man. Acrobass, man, this is insane. Very, very nice. Very nice. So like it's a remix, so I'm not too familiar with the original, but man, it's short, sharp, clean, really nice. The only thing I can think of, man, is that snare. That's it, really. Everything's in key, everything's in tune. Yeah, really good energy, man. You've created really good drive in your drop by making the sort of the intros and build-ups really just sort of minimal, I guess, is a nice way to say it. Yeah, man, really good. Man, you're making such good music, man. I want you to be like big, man. Come on, guys, you got to support Acrobass. Get on his Facebook and Instagram, SoundCloud, Acrobass. If anyone's on a laptop, guys, go on SoundCloud now and give Acrobass a follow, please, please, please. All right, we are Mad Boys, Tiesto, The Business, Mad Boys Remix. Let's have a listen.
Let's get down to business. One more night, got this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Please don't worry about me. My heart speaks. Tell me to leave.
In these sort of the vocal verses, guys, the bass line sounds really like chaotic, like it's doing too much. So I'd almost like strip it back. You could even have like two bass lines where you have like your sort of constant bass line that's doing its thing. It's sort of like a standard bass line, like a sub bass with a bit of mid frequencies in there. And then you can have the sort of got like a percussive bass line that's constantly going dum 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 dum. Sounds too crazy, too dynamic for that section of the track. You can either use what you have and simplify it, or you can duplicate your bass lines where you have like a standard bass line doing its thing, and then your punchy bass line can just be like doing a little like thing at the end of each bar. So like, let's get down to business. Give me one more time. You know, like, you could play around with that to take it to a new level of awesomeness.
One more night to get this. We've had a million nights.
Like exactly like this bit. So. Okay, so that was the drop. Okay, makes sense now.
Let's get down to business. One more night.
Yeah, okay, my apologies. I didn't realize that was the drop, so that's why it's a bit more chaotic. So okay, it works. Sorry.
One more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Girl, you've been on my wish list. Way more than bad, you vicious. Pussy clean.
really nice, guys. So I take back what I said about like the franticness of the bass line, because I didn't realize that that was the drop. I think I didn't realize it was a drop, maybe because there was a lack of like, maybe you need to, I could hear some sort of percussive white noise going like tss, 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 like here and there. Maybe you could have something sustained that happens from the start of the drop, like white noise, like something like that, that happens for the first few bars, so it stands out a bit. And then also coming up to the end of the drop, you can have something like a bit of tension, like a small riser that sort of like builds up to something and then drops back down into the verse. So apologies for the mix up, but because I didn't understand we were at the drop yet, I was a little bit confused. But man, really neat, really clean sounds. All right, Complaints, we are pushing on. This is KTFO by Complaints. Let's have a listen. In that sort of cheek, there's some really harsh frequencies up the top there. Tiny round off of an EQ on your master. Yeah, I agree with Charlie. Something's definitely clipping and clashing, but I think that could be intentional. Because Complaint usually does this stuff like big, loud. This is like, somewhere in the world, this is shattering windows, bro. This is insane stuff. This is, wow. That's loud. There's the fills you have in there, man. All the fills and all the cuts, the ins and outs are insane. Super sharp. Just the something sort of, yeah, like clipping, rumbling, sort of like distorting together. That's probably intentional because I know your sort of production style is like that. But yeah, like a first time listener, like Charlie sort of highlighted, they might mistake that as like a mixing error or an EQing error. So, man, insane. I agree with Yash. We have got a second Skrillex here. Definitely, my friend. So, Complaint. Very, very nice, man. That's loud. Night Sky, we're pushing on. Let's have a listen to Trance Work in Progress. Love the intro. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. Definitely need to have some sort of melody happening over the top, really. I really dig the intro, man. It took me back to like 2005, 2006, but that sort of like that synthy aggression. I used to DJ hundreds of parties, and like this was the sort of the beat, man. Wow. Yeah, man, you need a melody over the top. It's shouting out for a melody. I don't know if you liked the melody that I just sort of sung, but it was the first thing that came to my head. Guys, really cool trick for writing melodies. So get your production going, and then just open up an audio clip and just whistle. So hang on, let me explain the setup again. This is how I create melodies for my tracks. I do all my chords and stuff, and then I'll put my headphones on or earphones in, and then I'll hit record on my microphone. I'll play the track through my ears, and I will whistle something into my laptop microphone. And what I will do is I will then save it, I will then mute it, and then I will record another one, and I will record 5 different melodies. And what you will notice is by your 5th melody, you will have evolved your own melody very, very quickly. And it's a very, very cool technique to get a cool melody. So Night Sky, I hope that helps you, my friend. You really need to get a melody on top of that, and that will be sounding cool. All right, Yash, we are up to you, my friend. It's not Y45H, it's Yash. So let's have a listen, Yash, to ID. Boom. Oh. Yash, I think you took my trick from last week, which is very, very good, but I'm going to continue. I'll share the trick with you guys later. Okay, so we have very good chords, man. I'm not sure which track you sort of copied these from, but they're perfect. It reminds me of some track. Dun, 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 dun. Man, really nice. The chords are great, the melody's great. When your drop hits, I sense you're trying to create a stronger sound. What's happening is when you introduce some new elements like your kick and your bass line, they're sort of crushing together. So you need to bring the volume down a little bit on your kick and on your sort of your bass line. And you need to create some EQing on all the other elements. So even things like your piano and your main melody that's happening up the top, like da, 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 all those elements will have a little bit of like sub bass frequencies. You need to get an EQ on that and sort of crop out all the junk that you don't need and really just harness the sound you want to make and scoop out all those bass frequencies. Then what happens is your bass line and your kick then get a lot more space down in the sub frequencies. So that means two things. That means you don't have to mix them as loud to hear them because they will have their own frequency space. And the other thing is, I forget. Actually, they were my two things. So by EQing away all the sub bass frequencies from all your other elements, that means you can mix your bass line and your kick softer, and then you give it its own space in the EQ. So you then don't have to make them really loud to be heard. And when making them really loud, they kind of digitally crush each other, like it's called clipping. So you can avoid that clipping by EQing all your other elements. I know that sounds weird. I would always make this mistake as well. I'm like, can't hear my bass line, I need to make it louder. Which it's true, but you don't need to make it louder in volume. What you need to do is you need to cut away all the junk that's coming through all your other elements. Your hi-hats, your snares, your crash cymbals, your pianos, all your sort of leads, all have all these little bits of garbage in the bass frequencies. Clip all that away, and then your bass line and your kick will fit in that space, man. That's what I can recommend. Really nice bits here. Let's see this build up again. Yeah, man, it's the same drop as before, same sort of digital clipping happening. So if you just, I did a little tutorial on bassline mixing and like EQing, mixing and like adding leads and stuff. It's on my YouTube channel. It's a tutorial called, I think it's called like mixing sick bass lines or something like that. I'm not sure. Look for the thumbnails, you'll see it. And just watch it. It goes for like 10 minutes. It's live. I don't really skip through anything too fast, so hopefully you learn something from that. Okay, let's have a listen to Critterson Deadly Riot. Britison, man, really nice. I think I remember there was a period of about 6 weeks where I was telling you to work on your mixing, work on your mixing, work on your mixing. Man, all this stuff now is so much better. I hope you can hear that, right? That like everything's like similar volumes. Nothing comes in and is like, wow, like everything's much more continuous and it flows a lot better. Very well done, man, for finally sort of understanding that step in the production process. And really good, man. From where you were like 3 weeks ago to today is insane. Like your skill levels have gone up a lot, man. Very well done with the mixing. So as I said, nothing sounds too out of place. Maybe the riser in here was a little bit too loud, but man, in comparison to where you were, very, very nice. Probably similar feedback to one of the first tracks I reviewed today, where how long we've been going? About an hour and a half. So maybe like an hour ago in the stream, I was mentioning to someone, I forget who, is like, you understand the basics of sound design, like you do as well. Now it's time to add in the finishing touches, like the you know, like Salt Bay, how they add the salt onto the steak and then it's ready to go. You are now at that stage where you can start adding cool little elements into your, like your drops. Things like little like breakdowns, little stop starts, pulling out the percussion in some parts, having a melody happen over the top and then bringing the percussion back in. That's what all the big artists do and they do well. So it's not just a drop that happens for like 16 bars. There's like little sections in each drop where it's like some element happens and there's some cool percussion and then like a synth hits and then the synth disappears and then the synth comes back. I think it's really, really cool how you've got it and it's all working really, really nicely, man. Keep going, man. You're at a very good stage in music production, so keep going, keep going. All right, Yash, we're going to listen to your second track after I get through the rest. So we're going to finish with Hitav, and then I'll get back to your second track, my friend. So Audi Code, let's listen to another remix of La Business.
Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Mama, please don't worry about me. I'm about to let my heart speak. Friends keep telling me to leave this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Yeah, one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Yeah, one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business.
feel like your lead, the bum 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 bum, it's in a very similar sort of frequency range to the vocal. So it's sort of like, it's not really clashing with the vocal in terms of frequency, but it's more like they're fighting each other. I think if you mix the vocal a little bit louder, the vocal's sort of sitting on top of that lead, it might work a little better for the ears. Also, guys, I see you watching there on YouTube and Facebook. If you're tuned in on YouTube, smash the like button, because why not? And yeah, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, give it a sub, guys. I'm trying to get to 600 subs before the end of the year. I think I can do it. I don't promote myself enough, so I need to make a note to like call out and say, hey, support me. So give me a thumbs up, guys.
Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million nights just like this. So let's get down to business.
Let's get down to business. I like this track, man. It's a good remix. I think just the melody that you had when the vocal was quite busy, I think was a little too much. So you can do the sort of, I mean, like the remix competition's already ended, and like you've already got 500 streams, right? So you've done good so far. You got half a thousand streams. For production moving forward, remember when you have a vocal in a track, the vocal is the star. That's what the girls and the guys on the dance floor are going to be shouting out, right? Shouting out to their friends. They're going to be drinking. They're going to be singing in the car. They're going to be humming in their head on the bus on the way to school. So always remember to keep the vocal as the priority and don't have anything coming up and battling it. Like at the moment, I feel like that melody you have is battling the vocal a bit. So always keep that in mind, guys, when you're producing, to always keep the vocal as the priority in the track. All right, Rohi7 Sharks. Let's have a listen to Quantum Drops. I feel like I've listened to Quantum Drops before, but maybe not. Let's have a listen. No, I have not. It's just someone has also named a track Quantum Drops in recent weeks. So.
Switch.
like the intonation of the sidechain keeps the dynamic of the track moving. It sounded like some of the bass notes were hitting on the wrong note. So maybe some adjustments needed there. Not sure. We're gonna hear it again anyway, so. Nice, man. I like the so I understand now it's a remix, so nicely done for remixing each other's tracks. Speaking of remixing other tracks, Charlie,
How's it going, people? Steve and I decided to run a remix competition on our new track, Give Up Your Girl. All the details are in the Discord server. Have fun, and we can't wait to hear your remixes.
oh yeah, so we're running a remix contest on our collab. But speaking of collabs, guys, you remix this track, really nice. The when the drop happens, there's a sub bass that comes in that's really really a bit too big for the sub bass frequencies. Like, it's creating some digital distortion, especially with your kick. And I think your kick might be a bit long, like it has a tonal sound to it. So instead of being a kick that's sort of like dut dut dut, it sounds like it's like dum dum dum. So you might have to either change your kick sample so that it works a bit better with your sub bass, because at the moment it sounds like there's too much happening in the sub bass frequencies. So yeah, if you used a thinner kick sample that's sort of like dut 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 instead of dum dum dum, then it might not be so busy in the sub frequencies. Everything else sounded pretty good. There was a lack of sort of percussion in this second drop. Like, I didn't hear like a snare or like a clap like you sort of had here. Okay, it's just a click there, but it's like here you've got a nice loud sort of clap, like a digital clap, and then in your drops they're not there. So maybe that's intentional, maybe not. Sounds a little empty in those spots, but hey, it works. Nicely done, man. I think that's really cool that you guys are remixing each other's tracks. And I hope you're enjoying the Discord, guys. Like, I'm trying to be a lot more busy on there. So yeah, keep remixing each other's tracks. Let's have a listen. Wrote this 10 years ago, still not happy with the results. Something is missing to make it sound less demo-ish. Let's have a listen. So Christian, welcome to the stream, my friend. I'm going to click through your profile and see if there's anything we can improve as well to make your profile appear more awesome. Never let you go. Let's have a listen.
I'm going from time to time. You are the light that makes me blind. I know I'm never gonna let you go. No, I'm never gonna let you go. You are the star that makes me shine. I am the one who adores your smile. I know I'm never gonna let you go. No, I'm never gonna let you go. I'll never let you go. No, I'm never gonna let you go. I'll never let you go. I remember all those times
Super cool. This is very cute, very like Beatles style, very minimal.
Live their life, but now I'm never gonna let you go. 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 I'm going from time to time. You are the one who makes me cry.
Really nice. Christian, I see you in the chat there, my friend. Can you let us know, did you record every single element of this? Because I love the realness of this production. Like everything sounds so real, like real, you know, acoustic drums and things like that. Really, really nice to hear.
I'll never let you go. No, I'm never gonna let you go. I'll never let you go. I remember all those times. I remember it was fine. I remember far away. We were young and lived the life. And now I'm never gonna let you go. 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 And now I'm never gonna let you, never gonna let you go.
Yeah, really cute track, man. I really like that. It's like that track is sort of like a nice big hug. So really, really cool, man. Welcome to the community as well, man. I hope you have become a member of the Discord community. That's where we all hang out and chat during the week. So feel free to join that. You can sort of share your ideas and collaborate with other people. Man, that's cool. Cool track. I read that it's like you wrote it 10 years ago, you produced it sort of 10 years later. That's really, really cool. And it sort of fits with the whole motif of your profile here. Like it's sort of cartoonish, childish, and the music production style is very cute, very sort of fun, very pop. Definitely add if you have any social media here, man, because I want to tag you in an Instagram post like I do with everyone else this week. So if you get time, make sure you add some more details here, like maybe you got a Facebook page, a YouTube channel, Instagram, Twitter, things like that, because people want to know a little bit more about you, my friend. All right, guys, we are Hitav. Let's check out Hitav Treverdi. The whole track isn't made by me. Okay. So these tonal kicks are perfect. I'm assuming when you drop into like the half beat section again, you'll change the kicks into like a sub bass, and just listen, guys, to where the sub bass is hitting. Okay, it doesn't happen here, but definitely in this section here. those kicks or whatever bass line you pick there's hitting on the wrong note. So man, that's a neat little track. It lacks a bit in terms of like dynamic punch, but like as you said, like the whole track isn't made by you. It's just like the melody is awesome. Everything, all the chords and everything's in key except for that little sub bass that you integrate in this teeny tiny section. So up to you whether you want to change that or whether you want to leave it. Perfectly up to you, because music is like subjective. All right, we're gonna do Leafy Beats, then David, and then we're gonna listen to Yash's second track, and then I'm done, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very tired and I have a lot of things to do, sadly. Plus I haven't eaten lunch and it's nearly 9 p.m. So just a drop. We'll send full track when done, no problem. Really nice chord progression here, man. How the bass line, it's not following the chords like all the way. On that sort of second rotation, you drop down an octave on the bass. Oh, you don't drop down an octave, but you hit a different note to the chord, but it's in the same key. Really nicely done. Create this awesome harmonic. That's what I was trying to say, the good harmonic. Very nice with all, I'm hearing all the tiny little in the background, like panned a little bit to the left, and then there were other elements going like bah, just teeny tiny little shots that really have like filled out your sort of drop sound. Melody is awesome, chords are awesome, the harmonics you create, as I mentioned, with the chord and the bass line, really nice sort of shift there in the second sort of section of your progression. Wow, like what else can you add to that to make it awesome? Not much more, man. Get a nice, bright, happy female vocal on the top, man, and that could be something very good. Man, I can't recommend anything to make that sound more awesome, because it already sounds so good, man. So thank you so much for sending in that idea. I'm very keen to hear the full track. All right, David Briggs, let's have a listen to Get Into Your Own Groove version 2.
Get into your own groove, 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 get into your own
Bro, this is so good. The one thing, in my opinion, that's bringing this track is like so good. It's almost perfect, man. The thing that's bringing it down a little bit is the generic like build-ups that you have, like the Kashmir boo 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 boo, like. Get rid of that, man. Get rid of that build-up. It's like I can hear your production skills. Build your own build-up, bro. Like build your own riser for that section. Everything else is very, very cool. I can tell this is sort of like a condensed version of the track, because obviously, like, if I was producing this track or working on you with this track, I'd be making your drops like a little bit longer for each section, but I understand you may have cut it to make it shorter. If you haven't done that, I definitely stretch out a few of those sections there. Same again with the build up, the generic boo, 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 boo. Come on, build your own tension, bro. Come on. Man, this is very, very professionally prepared, bro. The I love the width of your sort of your synth chord, and then everything else is very short and very sharp in the middle. Man, wow. If I had time, man, I would love to bounce ideas off you with this, but it sounds basically finished, man. So let's just enjoy the last few seconds, shall we? Man, very, very nice track, man. That's insane. I just get rid of those generic sort of rises and fills, man. But everything else sounds very short, very sharp, very neatly like mixed, and nothing's clashing, everything's in key, and nothing sounds out of place. It's like a very, very well produced track, man. Keep working on that and get it done. All right, Yash remix of this huge track. I'm not going to read it all out. Let's just have a listen.
Footprints by the shore, but when I found out where they lead, I see you and I know this is just another dream. And when the sun shines, I'm doubting my reality. Sometimes the scars hide the missing parts inside of me. Ocean waves crashing, my world is crumbling through the ground. Tidal waves of my mind, deep in me keep growing loud. I would turn back time to stop this world from spinning round. But as nighttime falls, all of my dreams are sinking down. And now that I try to see the truth, all that I learn is that our world is in ruins. But from now on, won't bow to their rule. 'Cause what I've done is forsaken you.
It's a really cool mix between, like, it gives me like Alan Walker vibes mixed with Avicii vibes. Like you're sitting in the middle of those two sort of production styles, and it's really cool. There is a little bit of like dynamic missing, like a little bit of punch is missing, and it could be from, again, I think it was the same feedback from before, with your percussion. Your drums sound a bit like very basic, very generic. So try and on your next production pay a bit more attention to your percussion. You might find that gives your track a bit more dynamic punch.
This is my final chance to say I'm leaving. Now that all is gone, there's nothing of what we're keeping. And now that I try to see the truth, all that I learned is that our world is in ruins. But from now on, won't bow to the rule. 'Cause what I've done is for saving you.
Man, it's a nice little track. The melody is very cool. Like it's very sort of happy, very positive, and the sort of the key that you built this track in is like a very sort of happy chord progression. Like I know it's a remix, so you've just sort of copied the chords, but I'm not familiar at all with the original. But I'm not sure how crazy or like maybe you took it from like a dubstep track into this sort of like happy sort of genre. I'm not sure how far you sort of changed it, but nothing sounds too out of place. Just as I said, it lacks a bit of intensity, a bit of punch. So I don't know, maybe you could do some like research on how to make your mix a bit more punchy or something like that. That's the advice I have for you, my friend. Guys, so we are done for the day. I'm going to ask my smartphone to pick a random number between 1 and 22 because that's how many tracks I reviewed. Hey Siri, can you pick a random number between 1 and 22, please?
A random number between 1 and 22 is 19.
19. Okay, so the winner of the free mastering by me was track number 19 that we reviewed today. And that lucky person is Hitav Treverdi. So well done, my friend. You have won a free mastering by me. Just write to me on Instagram or something like that, guys. I'm out of here. Enjoy your week, and I will see you next week. Ciao, ciao.